Hello, I'm Dennis Poland. One of my favorite parts about being president and CEO of Virtua Health is getting to know our colleagues and the many ways they are here for good. Each person contributes to healthy communities, and each person has a story to tell. So in this episode of Inside Edition, I have an opportunity to talk to three colleagues, all who are veterans, just to discuss the important work they do here at Virtua, as well as their experiences in the armed services. So welcome to Inside Edition.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to have all three of you, and I really want to sort of discuss your experiences, as I mentioned, in the armed services, as well as the role that you play here at Virtua. And Jeanette, we'll start with you. So tell me about your role at Virtua and your experiences in the armed services.
So I have been with Virtua for 20 years. I started out in the EMS field. I worked my way into the emergency room as an ER nurse, then eventually became the ER care coordinator, charge nurse, nursing supervisor, nurse supervisor, manager, director.
What about your role in the military?
So the military prepared me for my leadership role at Virtua because it instilled in me adaptability, discipline.
Were you able to sort of take that and apply it to what you do today?
I did. I was able to take what I learned in the military, and it's the foundation of the type of leader that I am today.
I know you've been involved with We Serve.
Okay.
What is We Serve?
So We Serve is a colleague community that came out about 3 years ago, and it is a veteran peer-to-peer support group. And what we do there is we try to get the veteran communities within our organization and those veterans that use our organization for our services, we try to connect them. So we try to connect colleagues together. Like you could be working with someone right now, you're in your uniform, he's in his paramedic uniform, I'm in my white clinician coat. People don't know that we're veterans. So there's people that you're working with every day that, are willing to give up their life to protect the country for you to be here and for you to do what you do today.
So how can other colleagues get involved with We Serve?
So they can join the colleague community. You don't have to be a veteran to join the colleague community, but it's truly like a bridge to help bridge gaps, whether it's gaps between military families or veterans, or even just connecting with our veteran patients, right? Being able to build that connection.
So Isabel, she mentioned you're in uniform, which looks great on you. So tell me a little bit about you and your role at Virtua, and what branch of the military were you involved in?
Yes. So currently, right now, I work for the Access Center for Virtua, but I'm on site because I'm one of their patient experience navigators. So I work in the emergency room in the Voorhees department. I really do like it because we do help create an experience for each individual patient. So majority of the time, like Jeanette stated over here, that when I do go into the ER, I do try to make the connections that I can with the veterans that do come in, and try to get them the best amount of help that I possibly can with the aftercare of being seen in the emergency room. As for my military service, I am still currently I'm in the Army. I'm in the New Jersey National Guard.
Oh, good for you. That's great. Well, Randy,
Yes.
tell me about your role at Virtua. I see you're wearing a paramedic uniform. I'm sure that's not just for show. So there's some meaning behind that.
Yes, I am a full-time paramedic. I've been with Virtua for almost 7 years now, and I am a veteran. I served 6 years in the United States Army. My job, I was an Army Ranger in a unit called the 75th Ranger Regiment. I left in 2018 for the service as a squad leader.
So for those that might not know and understand what an Army Ranger is.
It's tough to explain. The job title is infantry. When I got to become a ranger, it involved a lot of different tasks and skills, including emergency medicine. During my experiences, my combat deployments, I was exposed to things that really sparked my interest. I really want to know why and how we're fixing these people. My colleagues who were the medics were paramedics, and they really kind of took me under their wing and showed me support and enjoyed my passion in it.
And inspired you to make that a full career.
Yes, and when I separated, that's the path I chose. And being a paramedic, it really translates well, being able to serve in some capacity the community and be able to give back. And I know my full-time partners are veterans. A lot of the logistics team are veterans.
What does it mean to you personally to be part of an organization that supports veterans?
It means a lot. It's something to be proud of. It's nice to come into work and people have that awareness of those experiences you had, and they show you support and respect. And what Jeanette does is remarkable. And me hearing about it and learning about it today, I definitely want to be able to contribute and help out the team.
What does your other colleagues think about the role that you play in the military? And do you often find yourself talking about it?
Because I do the military funeral honors throughout the day during the morning time, and then afterward I'll come in to my shift. So majority of the time they do end up seeing me in my uniform. So they just love to see me in the different uniforms that I come in all the time. They find it very fascinating, and they always do ask me a lot of questions about it.
You mentioned you do funeral honors.
So for the military funeral honors, it's essentially for the veterans who have passed away. We do their viewing services, um, and we do the flag folding. We play taps. Some require us to do a 21 gun salute. For me, it's definitely something that has been very rewarding. I get to sit and help other grieving families to let them know basically that your family member's service was seen and you guys were recognized, and to have a veteran to make sure that his funeral honors is done perfectly and on task according to our SOP, so that way he can be honored properly and to have their families have that recognition that their service mattered.
What inspired you to do that, to be a part of that particular unit?
When it came down to the job, it was kind of more of luck that got me into it. But once I started to learn about the program and going through the schools, because we did have to go through separate schools to do this, um, it became something much more bigger than what I could have anticipated it being.
Wow, I think that's great. Jeanette, is there anything in particular around maybe some of the We Serve projects that you're most proud of?
I'm most proud of all of them. Since Memorial Day is going to be coming up, I'm going to go with the flags that we placed over in Voorhees on the Voorhees land. We placed 6,657 flags. Each one of those flags represented a New Jersey veteran that had lost their life in the line of service since World War One. So it's pretty significant, and just having the team out there. So there were people from the We Serve colleague community out there placing flags. There were community members out there placing flags. And then people were just walking by saying, "What are you doing?" And we would tell them, and they would grab a bunch of flags and start placing the flags. And it just looked phenomenal once it was all up. So what we're going to do is every year for Memorial Day, we're going to move that display to another one of our hospital locations. So that's one of the things that really touched my heart. I could go on because there's so many.
What do you look for in the future for We Serve?
So my aspirations for the We Serve colleague community is really to become that strong bridge to connect veterans and veterans' families to Virtua, to really provide them with the care, and let them know that we're here for them. We understand them. We are them, right? And we all walk in the same shoes as they do.
So, Randy, I know clearly you have you're passionate about your work as a paramedic. And I know that that's sort of throughout your entire team. Can you maybe comment on how your team works together and how, you mentioned there are a number of your colleagues that are veterans as well, but just how you guys all work together?
Our relationships kind of develop once we meet each other. We find those things in common with each other. We both have the training and the background to go into those situations. And my partners, as veterans, we're aware of the situations we've had before and our experiences and who it's made us today. It kind of gives you a little more composure than normal going into those, everyday scenarios that can be tough. Every day is different.
I have a question that I'll ask all three of you, and I'll let you sort of think about it. I know quite often when people find out that you have served in the armed forces, quite often I think they will say thank you for your service. Tell me how that makes you feel and how you're compelled to respond to that gratitude that people often want to bestow upon you.
So first, when you hear that, you have a little bit of mixed emotions, right? You're like, "Oh, not me," but we did sign our name on those lines to say, "I will give up my life to protect, you or protect the United States." For me, I hear it, and I immediately think about the people who did lose their lives fighting for us so I could be there today. So I take it as though they're thanking me for my service, but they're also thanking me for the service of those members that they couldn't thank. I think with veterans, when you're working together or you're acknowledged, it's an automatic sense of trust. We were all willing when we enlisted to die if that scenario were to arise. Thank God we're here today, but there are others of us that aren't. So when I hear that, I'm thankful for them, and it makes me feel a little warm and fuzzy inside.
Just to kind of piggyback off what Jeanette said, it's definitely the first time hearing it was mixed emotions for sure. Because at the beginning of it, I was like, not me. I haven't really done anything. Like, you don't have to thank me, kind of a thing. But as of going forward and moving and progressing into my career, I kind of understand a little bit more that, they are thanking us for putting our names on that dotted line because no one made us do that. We all did that voluntarily. It is not just about us and ourselves in that moment, but for the people who came before us to open up the pathways that we have now, currently for the new military that's in. And I'm always very grateful for whenever I hear it.
I think a thank you is enough. Um, I'm awkward to begin with. I don't need or want anything else. I don't think veterans want anything. I think just having that awareness and support that, you're there for them. The insight of there are people, I've had friends who aren't here. They're thanking me, but it's nice that awareness is for them. So it's great.
Well, listen, I want to thank all three of you for sharing your stories, but more importantly, for your dedication in terms of what you do for our country as well as for our community. And so I'm truly grateful that you've taken some time to share with me and your other Virtua colleagues just what it means to you to be a part of this organization as well as representing our nation. So thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And thank you for tuning in to another great episode of Here for Good, the Inside Edition, celebrating and showing gratitude for three of our great colleagues.